Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena action. Today we're playing a deck built around Omniscience. Omniscience is a 10 mana enchantment that says you may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana costs. This card is incredibly busted, especially if you do not pay 10 mana to cast it. The trick we're using in this deck to do so is Reenact the Crime. This allows us to cast cards that were put in the graveyard this turn. Besides that, winning with Omniscience once you get it onto the battlefield, well, we're going to chain together Atraxa, Breach the Multiverse, and Jace to go ahead and mill our opponent out, so when we pass to them and they draw from an empty library, we win the game. So that's the idea behind the deck. Let's see how we can do on the ranked ladder. Got a bunch of draw discard to make it happen, some removal, duress to deal with aggro like burn spells, as well as removal or counter spell type things. Insatiable Avarice, put this in this deck to hopefully tutor Omniscience to the top of the deck and then draw discarded, and we can go ahead and reenact the crime. That's the idea behind the deck. Let's see how we can do on the ranked ladder. This deck has treated me, well, it originally treated me well, then I've gone on a loss streak with it. I climbed through gold without much trouble, winning like 6-2 or actually 8-2 of my games, and I've now 1-6 in the last 7 matches. So made some changes to the deck. Hopefully that results in a deck that can win slightly better. We are playing Zombify here, which is the new reanimation spell from Foundations. 4 mana, just reanimate a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. I was originally playing like Rona and Kitsa, which are like draw discard creatures. Got rid of them entirely because you play them out, the opponent removes them, and then you just spent 2 mana doing nothing, which is not ideal, not fun, not what you want to be doing. Okay. We'll discard Atraxa here just because we can reanimate it in due time. We'll name Angel because that is okay. Atraxa, yes, is what we will be reanimating next turn. The thing with reanimating Atraxa is it's just draws you a bunch of cards, so it can help you find the combo pieces you need. In this case, it will find us a land drop for this turn if it doesn't get countered. Key part, I guess I forgot to mention. Turn 4 Atraxa, please. Is that good enough to win the game? It hasn't been good enough to win most games I've played recently. I'm a bit down after losing so many games, and yeah, sure, bounce it. I don't really care because I want a land drop that finds maybe more land drops. I don't think I need another Omniscience. Do I want another Omniscience? I'm gonna have to discard some things probably. That's fine. I will go ahead and play this land drop. Is that a land? It's not a land, but that is a pretty good card for once we get our Omniscience, but it doesn't get us our Omniscience. We'll go ahead and discard the cut down because, well, I haven't played any creatures. Opponent might have some counter spells for us though, so that's not good. That's not good. Probably go for a duress. Tutor out a duress if we can. They're not going to like us tutoring here, but if we can resolve it, we can tutor out a duress, and then we'll be in a pretty good spot. We could have draw discarded the Atraxa and then zombified it again, but I have a sneaking suspicion that our Atraxas are not going to stick. Mindsplice Apparatus. Okay. We have a very, very based gamer. They're going to control us until they get a bunch of oil counters on this, and then they rip our entire deck using, what is it called? Outrageous Robbery, which is X and double black, and you exile the top X cards from the opponent's library. In fact, they might steal this duress. They did not steal the duress. So I will go ahead and duress. There's going to be a lot of hits. There's going to be a lot of potential hits here. Unless the opponent doesn't want me to, which would be pretty understandable. Into the Royal. Kicked. I mean, yeah, that's fine. What do we got? Day of Judgment. Get rid of that, please. Play Matzalantli. I butchered that. I'll probably draw, discard this Atraxa, and Zombify it. Just to draw cards. Please give me a Reenact the Crime. That is not. Land drop, please. For me. Okay, we have so much fun in store for us, I can already tell. Discard a land. You don't need lands where you're going. Alright, well. This is becoming a problem. I don't know what to talk about while I wait here. I'm just like holding my breath because I really hope they don't have a ton more counter spells. Because then we're never getting this Omniscience on the battlefield, and even if we get the Omniscience on the battlefield, the opponent is jam-packed with Swiss Army removal between Into the Royal and Get Lost. This is going to be really hard to do what we want. We do have a singular deadly cover-up, which can exile all of a particular card from opponent's library. Interesting strategy. Wait, did I just win? Because the opponent tapped out. I think I just won the game. Oh, opponent. You're not supposed to tap out. You're never supposed to tap out. That's not an instant, it's a sorcery. Okay, so perfect. We will play, because I can, play another Jace, or Omniscience rather. And then I think we have this mill thing on lock, because we Jace, mill with Jace, beseech the mirror, or breach the multiverse rather. There's too many similar name things. That gets back Jace. Yeah, this is gonna be real fun, opponent, I assure you. You have 0 creatures, don't you? Wait, they actually, nope. Yeah, they have 0 creatures. You're gonna be milled pretty much everything, assuming you do not have a Darksteel Colossus, which is a new card, or Progenitus. Both of those will shuffle back in if they're put into your graveyard. Just for the fun of it, I'll Jace them again. I feel a bit of like a criminal for playing a deck with like no creatures besides Atraxa. But hey, I don't make the rules. Double duress. Let's hope our opponent has some non-creature spells. Otherwise, it's gonna get awkward, real fast. I like the changes that I've made so far. That game we saw pretty much both the changes. I put in duress and the tutor. So we tutored for the duress. We casted duress. Got rid of one of their removal spells, which could have gotten rid of our Omniscience. So, but I think, did we end up with another Omniscience in hand by the time we played the Omniscience? Because if that's the case, we would have been able to resolve the Omniscience and then play the second Omniscience, and they could kill the other Omniscience in response. But I don't think you can remove something for just entering the battlefield. You don't get priority until the kind of next action. So if we had double Omniscience, I think we were probably still fine even without duress. I'm talking a bunch of nonsense, please excuse me. Alright, show us what you got. Oh my god, I hate it here. The poison, oh my goodness, poison is one of my least favorite things to play into. But we do have Omniscience, turn 4, coming up, if we can live, and if the opponent doesn't draw into their counterspells. So, if we draw, I'm going to draw this card. If I draw an untapped land, I will probably go for the Duress. That's not untapped land. We do have to play the Undercity Sewers. Bitter Triumph. I think we want other stuff for when we get our Omniscience. We're only at 2, so we're still holding on. Opponent's playing the more controlling Dimir poison, which will be pretty annoying, but they can cast these for Vraska's Fall and just give us a poison counter. So that's why it's holding priority on our opponent. This card, I got rid of it because it would give them more ammo, and so they're just at the mercy of their top deck, and whether or not this Bill Skull Dweller gets there in time. Though I think we have Omniscience next turn. So, I think we're okay. Cast your Fall if you want to give me the maximum poison and the maximum speed. Murex means that we're gonna have to, well, just win. Okay. Now, this is gonna be very awkward if they have that counterspell. They do not have the counterspell. Presumably, they should counter this. So if they have a counterspell and they're playing most optimally, they would counter this right now. So, okay. That means I think we win. Because I will beseech the mirror, tutor up Atraxa. This sees us 10 cards and can allow us to draw multiple of them. I should duress, technically. Technical error. Should duress just in case they have something that. Yeah. We can zombify it back. You're just helping us, really. Jace, Breach, a land doesn't really matter. And Reenact the Crime makes it easy to finish this entire thing. So, I think what we can just do is, I'll start with Duress just to see what they have. So Reenact the Crime is just going to keep going. Alright. Jace. Go ahead, mill. Yes. Reenact the Crime means I have to resolve after every action, which is kind of annoying. Alright, we'll get that Jace back. Yeah, sure, Abyla Squall-Dealer. I want the Jace. The one of Jace is not to be slept on. This is... It is how you technically kind of win the game. And they only have 10 cards back, or 10 cards left. I will grab this Breach the Multiverse, cast it. See if you have any more creatures in your deck. Just build a Squall-Dealers, and I will grab Jace just to laugh, I guess. I don't know. GG. Okay. This hand seems pretty good. We have Draw Discard with the Collector's Vault. It makes treasure tokens that we can sack to Breach the Multiverse. Or Beseech the Mirror. Man, they both have a B word, the, and then an M word. It's confusing, alright? Don't blame me. Oh my goodness. Turn 4 win, please, opponent. Do not Invasion of Gambit us. They did not Invasion of Gobkon us, so I think we're alright for the time being. Invasion of Gobkon is a 2-mana white battle that allows you to look at the opponent's hand, exile one of them, and then it casts 2 more to cast from exile. I don't think this Bitter Triumph is going to be very useful. I should do this on their turn, technically. I'm just going to get rid of it. Double Reenact the Crime is kind of nice. Our opponent probably has counter spells, though, so maybe we wait until they tap out. Because it's only fun when you actually get to win the game, you know? Just play the Underground River. Pass the turn. If they tap out at any point, we can instant speed put Omniscience on our battlefield. The only thing is we can't cast our Breach the Multiverse. All these Reenact the Crimes are very good with Breach the Multiverse because you're going to mill a bunch of cards and then you can reenact the crime the cards that you mill. Making it very, very strong. So we could get Omniscience down. Problem being, they could remove it. So I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to play very conservatively against this Azorius Flash control deck. I might reenact the crime on a Breach the Multiverse. Well, that actually wastes a reenact the crime. How much more mana do I need to be able to do both of these at once? We need a lot more mana. Run out the Breach into a counterspell to just deal with the counterspell. I'm gonna do it. I'm too impatient to just wait until we accrue enough mana from our treasures and our collector's vault. Yeah, there you go. No more lies. But if they have no more lies, we might be able to double up the reenacted crimes. So we need like 10 mana in storage. We're gonna die to this very mastermind very slowly here. Oh, control, you're so annoying. Might be able to win the game here, assuming that they counterspell this, and then we top deck a land from the collector's vault. If not, we get a peek into what they're holding up here. Sheltered by Ghost into the Flood Maw. You're just no fun, aren't you? Truly no fun. Tashana's Tidebinder? Like, ugh. Ugh. Reenact the crime, the duress? I don't know if we ever... I think we just have to get to a point where we have enough mana to just double spell, which is gonna take so long and it's gonna be so boring and we're just probably gonna die during the same time, but you know, whatever. Here, have a card. So how was your day? Good? You know, some days are good, some days are bad. Sometimes the bad days string together. Try not to let it get to you. Sort of like those Magic games. Sometimes you lose game after game after game. And then sometimes you win game after game after game. How could you? That's such a waste of it into the Flood Maw. Thanks for the fish. They're gonna discard anyways, so it makes sense, but it's still silly. I could beseech the mirror for another duress. Doesn't sound too bad. Get through some of their counter magic. Ah, do I get rid of an Reenact the Crime? That's gonna let them know what we're up to. I think we want the land drop though, to be honest. Yeah, let's have another card. You're gonna be discarding to hand size anyways. Let's grab Duress. Problem is we can't ever get rid of these Tishana Tidebinders or the Haven Interrupter. Put that in hand and we'll cast it next turn. I'd like to stop like drawing cards that I don't really want to discard to our Collector's Vault. Can't smack them in the face. But this could block a cat. Cat Glimmer. Saw that one coming. I think this one I could have won if I just accrued enough mana over time, but I got impatient. Decided that maybe they only have one counterspell. Their entire deck is just denial. They have Haven Interrupter, Tishana's Tidebinder. This like taps a creature, puts a stun counter on it, so they got it all. So I was wrong to ever assume. See what you got. All creatures at this point. That's lame. How about you stop drawing cards? I need the Collector's Vault treasure. No, if it's a land. Oh my goodness, I just need the treasure. Do I discard or reenact the crime? Oh, that's a tapped land, so... I don't think we should be too sad about discarding a land here, because eventually we're gonna... I'm surprised they haven't Tishana's Tidebinder or Collector's Vault. They really should, I feel like. Not dead yet. What did I discard? Oh, Duress. I could reenact the crime on Duress, but that doesn't do anything. Somehow I need the opponent to tap out. Need like an untapped land off the top. I think if we have an untapped land off the top, we might be able to combo. I don't know. I think we're just pretty much doomed. Suffocated by Azorius control. Now that everyone has gone. It's not really what I wanted. I mean, I can go for the Omniscience. They're going to counter it with the Haven Interrupter. Go for the Zombify. I don't know, the game's gone. The game is over. The point where I messed up that last game was I just blew a bunch of treasures to see if I could get them out of enough of their counterspell or interaction, and yeah. I was impatient. Unfortunate. Sunken Citadel. Intriguing. Activates a land, so the opponent... something they care about. Oh, they're... Okay, this is actually a really good matchup. As long as they don't hold up like a Destroy Evil, I think we're in a pretty good spot, actually. Well, I'll discard the Collector's Vault. Tap land is really sad, but... maybe we'll find an untapped land, and we'll be able to play Atraxa. Get Atraxa down. No such luck. Another tap land somewhere, please. Ace, you are part of the long-term game plan, so you can join the squad. This should be a relatively easy matchup to win, I think. On port, they can start stacking their tokens to draw cards. Or making more tokens to draw cards. Cards, yes. Alright, Omniscience, please. That is not Omniscience. This is greedy, but see if we hit an Omniscience. Breach is pretty good. But we can also just Zombify. I'll just Zombify. This will force some kind of interaction at them, and we'll find Omniscience, and then we can just win next turn. Assuming they don't hold up removal. We did not find Omniscience. Oh. That's lame. I will grab the Gloomlake Verge, and then... we need the Breach, or we prefer the Besiege? Besiege sets us up for the Omniscience. Do that. So we can just tutor up on Omniscience, put it in our hand, and then draw, discard it next turn. Opponent probably wants to get rid of the Atraxa. I mean, they can take like 2 hits if they really want. Sacrifice a token. That mana can only be used to activate lands abilities. 2 mana of the chosen color. Activate abilities of land sources. So they make a token, they draw a card. No sweeper yet. No targeted removal yet. Alright, I'm gonna swing in. See what they do. Play Matzalantli, whatever the heck it's called. I already have a land drop. Guess I'll grab Omniscience. Ooh, another cool one. They don't get to see it, I don't think. So, I mean, it would have the eye if it did. Get Lost. So they do have Get Lost. So we might want to go for a Duress. Or wait until they tap out. They can do a bunch of damage with all these. If they were to level up their Caretaker's talent. We do have to start getting worried. They're going to hold up removal though. Okay. Interesting. I will... Holy. Just what I wanted to see. How many of those removal spells do you have? Please, only one. Virtue of Loyalty. Okay, okay. Why did they should have, I guess they were worried about, yeah, get lost. And reenact the crime on Omniscience. And yeah, GG. Okay. Going to go ahead and keep this. Opponent goes first. It's not really what you want to see. We don't have a lot of removal, so if the opponent's playing an aggro deck, I think we just lose with this hand. We will accept that. Because, well, what did we just play against? We played against mono white, like token control pretty much, and then Azorius control, Dimir toxic. It always comes back to mono red. I have 4 lands in hand. I don't think I really want to draw another. Removal would be kind of nice, actually. Opponent is on Gruul aggro. Probably one of the more difficult matchups. And we're going to take, like... We're not going to take, like. We're going to take 6 damage here. Alright, we need to slow down whatever you have in plan. Or like... The one non-source or non-creature spell. I'm dead. I am dead. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, what would have been what would have been our next draws? Nothing that would have helped us. GG. Play an underground river just so we can cut down if we need to. Opponent's on a ramp deck. I think I have ideas for more improvements of this deck. I don't know if the Insatiable Avarice is really worth it. I think you might want to play some like Virtue of Persistence just because it's a removal spell that gains you life. Do need to activate this. We'll get rid of the underground river, I think. It's a lot of lands. Need a Reenact the Crime. Won't win us the game immediately, so maybe we would hold off on doing it, but... Virtue of Knowledge, double Fabled Passage, respect. You have to make sure you do that. Actually, I don't know if there's 2 triggers for those. Play the land. Okay, this is just a few Omniscience. I'm just gonna say it. 1 can go. Double triggers. Wait, I should have played the Underground Sewers or Undercity Sewers first. My bad. Alright, we might just be able to play Omniscience. It won't do us anything. The opponent's probably going to play some, yeah, Overlords, and we're going to take a bunch of damage. Double trigger. Next turn, they probably kill us if they have a... I think I messed up. I could have played out the Omniscience. Okay. Everything's fine. We're not dead yet, right? Right? Cutdown's not going to do anything. Oh, we can play Atraxa. Maybe that saves us? No, if they have that doesn't save us. I'm not even gonna bother playing it, I don't think. Part of me wants to play it, but at the same time, doesn't allow us to play Omniscience next turn, so. Man. Are we alive? They did not have the Doppelgang. I think I was saying Duplimency or something, but no, Doppelgang. They had Doppelgang. Holy. We would be toast on toast. Alright, play the cool Omniscience. Counterspell. Play the other Omniscience so that they can't remove one in response. And then we win. Hopefully. Hit good, hit good, hit good, hit good. Siege the Mirror is good. Atraxa is pretty good. Yeah. GG. I think we had it from there. Alright, that's going to do it for this deck. Hopefully you enjoyed. I think we demonstrated the power of this deck and also how I can lose sometimes doing pretty much nothing. Forgot to mention this at the beginning. This deck very similar to the Conspiracy Unraveler decks. This is basically just Omniscience on a stick, except you also have to collect evidence instead of paying mana costs. And that was kind of like the original versions of this deck, where you'd, instead of playing Omniscience, you'd play Conspiracy Unraveler, and you'd still get to do kind of things for free. I think deck, there's probably some optimizations to be made, so let me know what you think would improve this deck in the comments below. Overall, we ended 12-10 with the deck, so that's a 55% win rate. The games that we played here in the video, we went like 3-2 with it, so not terrible. Definitely a possible deck to climb the ladder with, so have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao. I forgot to mention, if you enjoyed this video, consider checking out the previous video where we played, it was Jeskai, Thousand Year Storm, control burn thing. So yeah, anyways, have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.